Hi, this is Rose. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, so I'm quite lazy typing words on these videos while editing it. So I'm just going to talk through in these videos and give you guys a guide of how to overcome the fearless and maybe extreme difficulty level challenge in this event of the Pyro cubes. Anyway, now this is the book that I'm going to use, and this is the teams that I'm going to use. Also, I will put the stat of these characters in the end of the video, so you can check it out if you want. But anyway, let's head into the challenge, guys. So the Pyro cubes has two phrases, and in the first phase, you have to break his shoe, and before that, he will spawn like three cubes around him, and you actually have to break these cubes with like either pyro, like hydro attacks, cryo attacks, or electro attacks if you want to. However, I really recommend you to use hydro characters to break these cubes and even his shields, um, because hydro is really effective against pyros, right? And yeah, and when you break his shields, then you will force him to the second phase, where you can actually deal damage to him when his core is exposed. And you can see here, when he does this move and he spawn like the pyro cubes, you actually have to like break these cubes, so that he doesn't generate the shield against and goes back into phase 1, where he has a really thick pyro shield. And yeah, all you have to do in the second phase is that try to deal damage when his core is exposed. And when you see him does the move that spawn pyro cubes around him, then try to break those cubes as soon as possible, so that he doesn't go back to the phase 1 again, where you have to break his shoe again, which will take like more time. The mechanics that you can exploit in this challenge is that the pyro cube scores always has pyro on it, so any characters like the hydro characters and the cryo characters can trigger like vaporize and melt effects on the attacks, will like deal a lot of damage to him and speed up things a lot. However, I still recommend you to use a strong hydro DPS character such as Tartaglia or Ayato, because vaporize reaction has higher multiplier than reverse melt reaction when you use like a cryo character such as like Genyu in this challenge. Okay, so let's move on to the extreme difficulties of the Pyro Cubes challenge, guys. So to be honest, I tried this one multiple times and I failed like more than 10 times and still cannot overcome it without the helps from football. It is actually my last resort to actually like take down the Pyro's cubes in this difficulties, because my account does not have like a lot of hydro characters. And yeah, that is actually the problems, guys. My Ganyu is not strong enough to actually take down the pyro cubes like quickly, and you actually don't want to stall in this challenge, like in this difficulty, guys, because his attack, the pyro cubes attacks, will keep like increasing to the point that it also surpass my jungle barriers, and my my barrier cannot heal, like does not heal enough to actually keep the teams survive his attack, the pyro cubes attack. Anyway, so one thing that is different from the fearless difficulty is that when he does the move that spawn pyro cubes, he will spawn like 6 cubes, guys. And in this challenge, I really recommend you to use the buff that spawn like rainy clouds, so that you just need to like run over and like use the buff to eliminate 3 yeah, you always want to eliminate 3 pyro cubes with that buff, and you will have to manually break the other 3 in order to like like do not allow him to like go back to phrase 1, guys, and you have to actually like break the shield again, which will take a lot of time. And as I said before, you really don't want to start in like in this challenge, because his attack going to like increase like significantly. So yeah, so as you can see, I tried to break the last 3 pyro cubes. However, it seems that I was not like fast enough. So the pyro cubes, the pyro hypostasis actually like went back to the first phrase, and I have to break these cubes again and then like break his shoes. Well, if I was quick enough, then he was feels like he will stay in the second phrase, so it will actually like fasting up like by a lot. However, it is what it is. We still want to like we still have to break his shoe first before before forcing him to the second phrase. So one thing that I really want to say is that this challenge, this difficulty, is actually a deepest checks, guy. You don't want to like take too long as this challenge, as I said before, and yeah, you want to take it as soon as he's go into phase 2, and you don't want to actually break the shield again, because it's actually really annoying, and the boss is really tanky. So yeah, and you know, as I said earlier, if like you really want to have like more than 2 hydro characters in this chance, because yeah, the vaporize reaction does has really high multiplier and high damage, and you really want to have that. You really want to exploit that, I mean. So so yeah, if I have like maybe a like Ayatos, then I will swap him in like to Ganyu, because yeah, because of that reason, guys. Okay, so one last thing, frankly, if you think that your DPS does not deal enough damage, then you can always use food pop, guys. Like food pops are allowed in this challenge, and don't be ashamed of using them, guys. Because I also use a food pop, because my Ganyu does not do like is not strong enough. So yeah, use food pop, guys. It's like they are really good. Okay, so that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy it. If so, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you're interested in my future content. See you in the next video.